You can always look into that whenever you want.
Okay.
Coming back, we're back into the player one-on-ones, getting to the nitty-gritty. We're working into the DBs. We've been doing it all day. But now let's talk straight up cornerback, right? Let's not worry. Let's not call these defense. You know, who cares about safeties? This kid can sure play cornerback, right?
Yep.
We've been talking about the connections. Hometown St. Louis guy.
Yep.
That's your hometown. You got many overlapping connections. You got a lot of the same friends. We were just talking about Marcus Golden and that attachment to your family and talking about him every day. So, and I love that. You know, a big part of mine is when we're looking at his bloodlines is important, man. And it's not just say, oh yeah, that athlete blood going through me. It's about that personal contact and being able to push over these things. So whenever you're talking to like Marcus and things like that, it helps kind of the mental hurdles, eh?
Definitely. Really, his biggest message to me, ever since I've been going through this process and stuff, and even before that, we've been locked in for a while now, but ever since, you know, throughout high school, his biggest message to me was to stay confident and stuff. And, you know, because once you have that confidence, it's all going to start rolling and coming together, really. So that's been his biggest message to me. And then, you know, staying focused and locked in on what I got to do next task at hand, and never really getting complacent, satisfied.
Well, it's funny. Marcus Golden, we're talking about, of course, is that your cousin? Was always one of my favorite guys at Mizzou, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they came out with Shane Ray, and I was always like, there was a couple plays that Marcus made, were just hustle plays downfield that you were just like, okay, this guy's going to make it in the league, whatever he does. And then he goes out and has double-digit sacks for the Giants, and they've done it for the Arizona Cardinals now. And I love it. Here's my favorite part of what you just said there, Antonio, is he told me to keep my confidence.
Yeah.
You're a freaking cornerback.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You don't need somebody to tell you to keep your confidence.
Exactly,
right? I mean, if you don't have confidence in a cornerback, you're not ever going to play, right?
Exactly.
You got to have that swagger, right?
Yeah, definitely. You always have to have a swagger about you. But, yeah, like you were saying, he has a motor. He has a motor and never stops. And that's really what's has paid off for his success, and will keep paying off for his success.
Does that drive you? Does that, like, when you see his success, do you sit and say, I want to emulate that. I want to get to that same level.
Definitely. I'm not sure if he knows, but he's one of my greatest mentors. Just as far as he's somewhere that I'm trying to get to, and really, I talk to him pretty frequently and stuff, and he doesn't even know how much it just helped me. The little messages and tidbits he give me, it definitely helped me, and I definitely take into great consideration just because of, he's trying to get to where I'm going and stuff. And then at the end of the day, it is my cousin. And I know it's love there for that. So,
well, I'll talk to your defensive coordinator, Tyler Stockton, is a good friend of mine, and of Ball State, and he's, you know, speaks raves about you and the things that you can do. You know, I know that you believe and you know, and I think there's a lot of people here know that you can play corner at the high level because you are just shy of 6 foot, right?
Yeah.
190, play about 193 is what you said you played during the season.
Yeah.
Got long arms. I think you played well in press, good ball skills. Is there something though, like, so Thursday, but when you're talking to these scouts today, when you're talking to all these NFL scouts today, is there, when they ask you what your weakness or what you need to improve, what do you tell them?
Really, the thing I really want to improve and show people that I can do is kind of my strength. You know, I feel like I get off blocks well, but I feel like I can even maintain my dominance more if I get stronger and stuff like that. So that's really what I've been telling them. And then, you know, I feel like there's always room to improve everywhere I do. But like you said, I am good in press, but I feel like I could be even better because I feel like a lot of these receivers and quarterbacks route is just like, you know, timing and stuff like that. So if I win at the line, you know, I could throw off the timing on the fade ball type of stuff. So I feel like I could be better in press and getting stronger.
Okay, we love fast players.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know every corner says they're going to run a 4-4, right? Every receiver's going to run a 4-4.
Definitely.
Like we had a linebacker tell us we're going to run a 4-4 today.
Yeah.
Are you going to run a 4-4?
I'm going to run a 4-4.
Yes, I know you are. See, that's what I'm talking about. Could you run faster than anything?
Yeah, definitely. And with the training I'm going through now and stuff, I definitely think I can hit a 4-4 and lower.
You know, I'm sitting here looking at you, and I can easily see where you can, if you want to, put 10 pounds on and go at 200, 205 on the next level and carry it good. And I don't think it'll slow you down, right? If you put on that weight and you've been heavier at times, right, in the season, and keeping that, you know, I believe you when he says he's going to run a 4-4. I think he's going to do that. And I don't want to say easy. It's not an easy thing to do, but I think he'll clip it. And but even at 200, you know, the way you hold your frame, I think you'll still clip both.
I do too. And even with that, I feel like I'm versatile enough to, you know, play inside out and even safety too. I played some safety this year, but as far as like, you know, a corner that could play safety, I feel like that could definitely be versatile on the next level because it's a passing league, and you always need, more DBs, whether it be like safety, nickel, anywhere. So.
You were talking about swag when it comes to cornerbacks, and I think that's it. I mean, Deion Sanders is the embodiment of it. It's the first picture you get in your head.
Yes, it is.
But
definitely is.
When you see when you're on the sideline or you're on the field, the most mouth running is generally on the outside side, right? It's from either one of the lines. That's where the chirping is. There's some grunting going on in the middle, but
really.
there's the mouth running.
They're gonna snatch your chain.
And so it's either somebody's running their mouth at you, or you're running their mouth at them, or you're both chirping. Which guy are you?
I'm definitely, the chirper. It has been games where I had to tone it down, but I'm definitely, I'll initiate some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of the game, man.
It's a part
they do
of
it out there for a reason.
It's part of the position, really. It's really part of the position.
Right? Get him out of his game if you get him off his route.
It's a head game out there, right?
Oh yeah, it's just as much as mental as it is physical.
And I think one of the things of your game is actually what I think is your strength in your game. For a corner, I think you are a phenomenal tackler. Do you take pride in that?
I definitely take pride in that, and I want to keep taking pride in it. As far as because there's a lot of guys that can cover and stuff, but a lot of corners that aren't willing to come in when there's another tight end, and that tight end kicks out the DN, and it's just you and the running back in that C gap. A lot of corners aren't willing to fill that hole. And I like to show that I can do that, and I can also tackle in space. So I definitely take pride in that.
That's awesome, man. That's because I think that's the key, right? Because you have to be able to do something like you said. There's a lot of guys that can cover. There's got to be something that separates you from everyone else. Yeah. And if that's the difference on a draft board of, hey, we know that Antonio Phillips is going to stick his head in there and get a guy to the ground, as opposed to, you know what, hey, I'm shying away from a little bit of, I'm shying away from some physicality. I don't want that. That's not my game. That's gonna, that'll vault you up draft boards. That's
definitely. So I feel like I said, I definitely take tremendous pride in that, in my tackling.
I look, when you go to some of the tape and then you sit here and just talk to you, and you can almost see it behind guys' eyes. You look at it enough, and you've seen a lot of pros up close and everything else. And I can tell you got a mode of aggressiveness. One, the tape will show that, but you could see it where you can turn on, and you don't want to be on the other side of them.
Right.
Now, whenever cornerbacks get labeled as aggressive, that generally means over pursuit. You let some coverage bust, but you've been good in coverage. Yep. So this is a balance, right, of aggression and staying in your smart coverage, the mentals like you were just talking about. And I think that's a big part of your game is staying aggressive and after it and mean and downhill, but also not getting caught up in the backfield or letting your guy beat you. There's a balance there, would you say?
Yeah, there's definitely a balance. I really owe that to, I have great teammates that have kind of put me in a really good positions and stuff as far as to be aggressive and stuff like that, because I can jump this because I know my safety right here is going to have my back on this. I come down and try to set the edge on this because I know I got backers and stuff. Once I set this edge, they coming through to get the TFL and stuff like that. So, and also coaches put me in great position to put us all in great position to do that. So, I think there's definitely a balance. And then at the end of the day, got to keep your eyes. Can't be in the backfield too.
That's right. I think smart. Here, Bridge, we're seeing it in the NFL a lot lately. You can tell the different teams, and it's about the communication from the corners to the safeties and back to the linebackers. And when you're out, they have to play those weak, soft coverages over and over again, and they get tore up by almost every quarterback or team, at least, that has that scheme in the playoffs right now. Is just a team that'll eat you 7 yards at a time.
Definitely.
And if you don't have that, like you're saying, that almost that sixth sense with the person behind you, you're busted. So, and it comes down to there's just certain players that think about so much that's going on in that play besides that communication.
Exactly.
And they don't fit in certain schemes, and they're not for long at that rate. Yeah. So knowing you got that communication and hearing you express that's big, and it means a lot to teams.
Yeah, I definitely do too. And then to even add to that, with me saying all that and stuff, at the end of the day, you got to do your job and stuff. So, I could be as aggressive as I want, but it ain't going to pay off if I'm, getting double moved all day and stuff like that.
Well, and I think that's the other thing that's, Antonio, is really cool about your story is that you weren't really highly recruited out of high school, right? Yeah. Ball State was only offer, right? If I'm not mistaken, right?
That was my only FBS,
The FBS offer, and then you go in there and play right away as a true freshman.
Yeah.
And be able to kind of step on the field, and you had a chance to go back. You could have went back, right, the next year, and decided to declare to come out and after playing 4 years there. I think that's unique. So you still have room to grow in your game.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the best part about this. A good defensive back coach Like most defensive back coaches in the NFL, they got two of them. Like they'll have a safeties coach, corner coach, or they'll have I don't know, I can say like a GA, but assistant DB coach that's maybe a former player.
I know exactly.
They can kind of teach that stuff. Man, I think your game, when you get your first year in the NFL, from where you go from your first year to your second year, I think that's going to be where we really see you on the map. That's all I'm excited for.
I'm tremendously excited for that too, because like you said, I've had great coaches throughout my time at Ball State, and just great mentors and stuff throughout my life. But like you said, once I get in front of, some vets and stuff, and then like coaches and like that, I think my game will skyrocket and just be able to go to the next level. I'll get, tips and little things to just keep me in on other things more. And yeah.
Well, watching film, learning that. I mean, not that you don't know how to, but watching film is big. But the other part about it is, and we talked about Zach Smith about this, quarterback Tulsa yesterday, and a couple other guys. When you don't have school and all you can do is what you're doing right now, right? Eating, training, working. That's your job. You're getting paid to play football.
Exactly.
That's gonna. I tell guys, it's when you see guys get there, they already have maybe their man strength, but they're still growing. Yeah. But then all of a sudden you just get it. It's just a different level, right? I mean, Ball State's got nice facilities.
Yeah, we got some.
They don't have NFL facilities, right?
No,
you can go over to Dallas. You can walk over here. You can go a couple miles away to Dallas Cowboy. You walk in the door and you're like, all right, now
looking around and stuff.
Now we're talking. So I think that's a big. It adds to a lot of guys' games, and where you see, especially where the MAC has done a really good job, is a lot of those guys. JJ Watt's an easy example because he started at a MAC and then he went to Wisconsin. But there's a lot of really good MAC players that have had success in the MAC.
Yeah,
but then they become better pros, right? Like a Kareem Hunt. And goes through Julian Edelman. I mean, there's guys that just because they had the talent, but maybe they just didn't have Alabama money or whatever else. That's why I think you're going to be in that category. That's why I'm excited for it. Because I think you're a good football player.
Yeah.
But I've watched it for a long time. You've gotten better every year, and I just think you're going to continue to. I don't think you've hit your ceiling yet. You're still. I don't think 20, so. Are you 21?
I just turned 22 December.
I was going to say, you're 22. So it's going to be exciting for you.
I'm very excited for it too. Yeah.
Yeah. Antonio's a guy that the combine would probably like to get their hands on, or you get inserted in there. Now it's not going to be available. Some of those eyes aren't going to be there, but it was great and smart for you to be here, right? And we can have these moments. And you checked a lot of boxes. I know you wish you came in a little bit heavier, but I think you what matches on the tape matches on the measurements, and that's good. Now scouts can see that now, and then come pro day, right? You want to see what you can run, and then that's it. Clock some numbers there, which I think he's got that easier.
He said he's doing a 4.3, didn't he? Did I hear? I know he said 4.1, didn't he?
Whatever they want me to run, I'm gonna do it. Whatever they want me to run, I'm gonna be out there doing it.
This interview is going to be tougher than him running the 40. So that's it. I think big things are going to come, and there's no doubt we're going to hear his name called come draft day, and that's going to be exciting, man. And I tell you what, whoever that team is, we're going to be a new fan of that team when you get there.
Awesome, man. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you coming on here, and good luck tomorrow out on the field. We'll see you there. We'll be there, and we'll talk to you and get some great film on you.
Thank you, guys.